So we saw Nvidia announcing their results. It's like a mid-annual result. I mean, they don't have to do that because they just did their annual result. But I think, I mean, they had some data to share. Their stock price like grew. I mean, just went over the roof. So what's key now? What we need? So they did a $22 billion quarter actually, right? In a quarter, $22 billion, and I think their sales went up by 246%. The revenue went up by 246% year over year revenue. What's the key thing that for us to look at is 40% of the revenue was due to the inference that was done on these chips, and 60% was model training. For viewers, inference probably for lack of better, I mean, the simpler way to understand inference is querying. You're querying to the model and getting some output, right? That's inference. And the 60% of the model, I mean, of the cost was towards model training. So, which means we are crossing the era of just training and preparing. We are entering the era of actually consuming more. And this 60/40 will probably get into a 20/80 scenario where the model training continues to go down and the inference continues to go up. Obviously, this is only Nvidia data. We don't have Google's TPU data, and Amazon also has few chips. We don't have those data available with us. But long story short, the takeaway is the fact that the inferencing is going high, which means the consumption has started big time. So 2024, 2025, 2026, these 3 years, more and more companies will continue to adopt Gen AI. So that's the news
So that's
on
absolutely
NVIDIA.
correct, right? Shiva? The one, obviously, this news, but I think, as we start focusing, and one of the predictions that we had at the beginning of this year is that we'll have these smaller, very domain focused models, right? So the moment we start moving into that era, obviously, the consumability of these models or inferencing of these models will become much faster, and the training
Yeah.
part will go much lower, right? So, yeah, so it's definitely moving in the right direction.